The fallout over that botched piece by a pair of New York Times reporters on Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh now reaching a fever pitch, even the left-leaning networks slamming those reporters. Watch this.
To put it kindly, the New York Times is having a rough year. There have been a number of controversial and regrettable flubs. Earlier this year, publishing an anti-Semitic cartoon in its international edition. A columnist's questionable response to a professor who called him a bedbug. Caving to Twitter mobs to change headlines or add more opinion to their news coverage. Then there was the botched Brett Kavanaugh story. None of these things represent the Times entirely or all the excellent journalists and editors that they employ, but they're also not helping.
With us now, Patrice Lee-Onwuka of the Independent Women's Forum. Your reaction, Patrice?
Oh, I'm not surprised, and it's been a long time in coming, Liz. I mean, the New York Times, if they want to be the journal of record, they need to at least own up to when they make mistakes and corrections, and then talk to their reporters about the tactics that they employ in trying to get these salacious stories. One of the co-authors here, she used some pretty questionable tactics, and we see what happens when bad goes in, you get a bad product.
Well, let's watch one of those New York Times reporters on that botched Kavanaugh story. Katie Kelly is now accused of going after Christine Blasey Ford's best friend, Leland Kaiser, claiming that she is memory impaired from substance abuse. Now, Ford had claimed Kaiser was a witness at the party where Kavanaugh allegedly tried to sexually assault Ford, but Leland Kaiser revealed she does not believe Ford's claim and told the FBI she felt pressure from Ford's friends to change her story. Here's Katie Kelly undercutting Kaiser.
However, we still find Christine Blasey Ford credible in the end, and if you read our book, you will see why. Kaiser's claims really don't rebut Blasey Ford's claims, and also Kaiser has memory issues that are discussed in the book as well, which relate to the way memory functions for all of us, and also because she has a history of substance abuse, which she acknowledges. So I think it's important for all of these things to be seen in the full context.
Okay, we still think Ford is credible in the end, and then goes after her for substance abuse. Is it a journalist's job to act as judge and jury?
It is not. I would think their job is to uncover the facts, report the facts, and let the reader make the judgment call based on that. But she's already putting out there why she thinks that Leland Kaiser shouldn't be believed. And by the way, Liz, that's the very tactic that someone on some friends were pressuring her to try to change her story about.
Watch the New York Times push back on CNN's Brian Stelter. Watch this.
It seems to me that your initial adaptation set a narrative. The narrative was, there is new damning evidence against Brett Kavanaugh. But then this editor's note undermined that new claim.
Yes, and we think it's unfortunate that that has upstaged the new claim and some of the good work.
The new claim is the alleged woman who was a supposed victim does not remember it, didn't corroborate it, didn't talk to the Times. That's the definition of a non-story. So how are they saying, how can they say it's upstaged?
They can't call it upstage. It was a correction, an omission, potentially and intentionally. So it's not about upstaging. It's about telling the truth.
Well, Patrice, you've been terrific tonight. We're so sorry we ran out of time. Good analysis in there from Patrice Lee-Onwuka of the Independent Women's Forum. Come back soon. Thank you.